for joining us.
Seeking adventure, some bound and chained, through battles waged and fought, through victory and pain. By test of their courage, our freedom was gained. In homage to those gone before us, the heroes of lands in the sun, we vow to join hands and to focus on building one Caribbean. Raise your voices high.
Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. Our brothers and sisters from the diaspora, those who catching us on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Real FM 91.9, and Sisters Radio Carrico FM 92.9. Welcome to our program. Also, Maken and all our brothers in Conference and other communities, Tickle, other villages that listen to us on a regular basis. Welcome to our program. You can pick up a telephone immediately and open batter, open bowl. We never have a subject matter. We speak about anything, politics, religion, trending issues, or socioeconomic issues. We speak about it and we give you an opportunity to call. Your opinion is counted. What you have to say, we pay particular attention to it. We express our views and our opinion, but opinions are not facts. You could have your opinion, you can have your own facts. And we encourage you, because Grenada democratic process is perhaps better than most countries. The ease with which people can express themselves and people can take issue with those expressing themselves. A lot of issues all over the world, but a long time we didn't talk about agriculture. We never want to leave our farmers outside. Sometimes, some people particularly react to agricultural issues. And we will start with agriculture by saying what governments has been doing for agriculture over the years. And almost all governments have been contributing to agriculture. I have not known any government in Grenada did anything spectacular from the others. They always provide concession for farmers to buy vehicles, 100% concession. Agriculture tools and equipment. So if you want fencing wire, government would provide concession for that. Obviously, the extension officer would come and check you and hope it's not fencing. You want to fence your house and you're saying it's for sheep. But they provide concession, 100% concession on vehicles for transport and agriculture tools and equipment. You don't pay VAT on things like animal feed, cutlass, fork, files. Government don't charge you VAT on these agriculture equipments and tools that you use on a regular basis. Government always have labor support. That started many years ago and it continued. They give you labor support. So you every year, and that started almost 20 odd years or more, 30 odd years. So government provide labor support for farmers. So you can get people to come and help you work the land. I have some issues with that program, but they provide the support. Then you have the extension service, an important and critical service that I believe farmers does not make enough use of. You have extension service, and the extension officer provide information for you from the ministry, from the universities, organization, the internet, etc. And they take information from you. So they act as a conduit sometimes. And they also conduct training programs. So they might have a training program in pruning cocoa, or they might have a training session in planting tomatoes or carrot or something. And they would invite the farmers that involved in that particular area in the program. Government, the extension officers, I think farmers have to use them more. They're very important. It doesn't mean that the extension officer is a better farmer than you. They may not be a farmer. They're an extension officer. But the one you come in, when you see the frontline officers, it opens the gateway to any export you have in the Ministry of Agriculture. I think government under agriculture in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, that is principally spearheaded by the Ministry of Health, but agriculture work very close with the veterinary division, is to provide rabies vaccine for animals. The last time we had a death from rabies was in 1956. There was some literature we might tell you in the 70s, but we dispute that. And so in 1956 was the last death we had in Grenada as a result of rabies. And vaccination, that program goes on a yearly basis. Every year we lose several dozen animals as a result of animals beaten by rabid animals every year. And you might have a number of dogs and cats coming down infected with rabies, and we lose them. But we don't lose human beings. We're above that. We provide vaccination for that purpose. And some of the people who work directly, what you call an occupational hazard, the veterinarians, they would sometimes take vaccine to prevent them. So vaccination has helped to protect Grenada from about 14 or 15 diseases. So in today's society, very few people know children between 0 and 5 years that die. In yesteryear, a significant percentage of children between that age used to die from all kind of disease, poliomyelitis, and all kind of German measles and etc. Today, because of vaccination, better health facilities and care and knowledge, you don't have much death from that area. Government also provides subsidies on fertilizer. We don't make artificial fertilizer in Grenada. We bring them. One time he was coming from Morocco. So government would sell these things at very concessionary prices, you know. Then you have non-governmental organization involved also helping. You see, we must know that. We must know these things. It's too easy for the enemies of progress and people who just like to criticize to run them out on all governments. Say government is not doing nothing for agriculture. These facilities were there since Lanel Canal. All what you hear speaking about. You did Lanel Canal. You even had exchange programs where you send people to other countries to see how farmers are doing in the agriculture particular area. Yes, caller, welcome.
So good evening. I'm listening to your program, but you have some mistakes. You said the last time somebody died from rabies was in 1956. But 2 years ago in Snell Hall up here in Longmont St. Patrick, a mongoose bit a lady and she lost her feet and she died 2 weeks after. Close to my home.
I didn't record it in
ministry. Yes, yeah. I mean, that's the reason I call, you know. But but rabies always bite people and they die because they lost their feet and the feet anticipated and they lost their feet, but probably it's not recorded. That's why I call.
Yes.
Not to criticize you. But just to alert you.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, you see sometimes somebody might be beaten by a rabid dog or a mongoose or such. But sometimes that person might be a diabetic. So the person may not have gotten rabies, but they might have get diabetes. The diabetes might have been because of the wound facilitated, it helped to spread it. So now when you have rabies, there's only one case, I think, in the world where somebody recovered from rabies. I stand to be corrected, but I think it's only one case. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Pierre?
Yes, my brother.
Good afternoon.
Great.
First, I want to clear that people have been labeling me as culture man. I'm not culture man. Many people label me as culture man. I'm not culture man, right? I'm culture man brother. Same mom, but different dad. So I'm not culture man. People are saying, oh, what my culture? I'm not culture man. Okay. I want to clear the air on that. Yeah, Mr. Pierre. I've been listening. Some sensitive things going around society. Some young lady
you said, my brother, you said sensitive things. You want to bring it on the air?
No, when I mean no, it's not anything secret.
Right. Okay. No problem.
It is sensitive, but it's not from a secret point of view. So Mr. Pierre, some young lady got herself killed. I didn't even heard about that. They say a few years ago, some guy killed some lady and they put her in some suitcase or something. I didn't even heard about that. I just hearing about that. Mr. Pierre, I find that is totally disrespect.
You just heard about it.
Yeah, I just heard about it.
Right. So
I never heard about it before.
Well, so let me say something to you. This thing has been in the airwaves a long time. So,
okay.
So perhaps you should get good information on it before you comment on it.
No, let me get to my point.
All right, go ahead.
Let me get to my point, Mr. Pierre. So what I'm saying, Mr. Pierre, I've been listening, and I don't understand why people are not saying he's a white guy.
Then let me interrupt you again. You remember, you say it's a sensitive issue. You also say you just hear about it. And now you bring in race in it.
Excuse me?
And now you're introducing race.
Yeah, because I know why I'm getting to that point.
Yeah, but that is because you say it's a sensitive issue, because you say you just hear about it. What I'm doing is to encourage you to get more information on it.
Mr. Pierre, can I get to my point? Can I get to my point, Mr. Pierre?
Right,
I'll appreciate it. I'll get to my point. Yeah. All due respect to you and your program. Let me get to my point. I'll appreciate that, Mr. Pierre.
Okay.
What I'm saying, Mr. Pierre, everybody just saying the guy. I don't understand. But Mr. Pierre, if you live in North America, Mr. Pierre, and you kill some white person, let me say, some white man or some white woman, they will give $1 million behind prison war. When I was living in North America, Mr. Pierre, I pop into a brother, a Jamaican brother. The brother said, man, I just come out of the street again 3 months. I was put behind prison wall for 20 long years. They accused me of killing a white man. I was just 14 years of age. And the brother said he was innocent about it. And they give him 20 long years behind prison wall because of the color of his skin. So, Mr. Pierre, what I'm saying, this white guy come, kill an innocent young lady, and they just let him free. I find that is totally disrespect, Mr. Pierre. That is totally disrespect. The court system got plenty of loopholes in it. Plenty of loopholes in the court system in Grenada. Even the liars, they play games with people, Mr. Pierre. There are plenty corrupt liars. There are plenty corrupt politicians. There are plenty corrupt, some institutions are very corrupt. The police is corrupt. The court system is corrupt. Everybody's corrupt.
Caller.
I'm listening to you.
I don't want to cut you off.
No.
Caller.
I'm listening to you.
Caller, I want us to have a good, decent discussion. You're making a lot of allegations.
Mr. Pierre, that's going in.
Caller. We
I'm listening to Mr. Pierre.
Brother,
get to your point.
My brother, we have to do better. We cannot put race in every issue.
Mr. Pierre, there is a race play there.
Caller.
There is a race play there. Because why people are not...
Yes, that's the challenge we have. We want to encourage our brothers and sisters to discuss issues and exchange ideas. What happened in North America years ago, we taking everything and we putting race in it. We can see, and everybody corrupt. We can't continue to function like that. None of us are perfect. All of us fall short of the glory of God. And we cannot take one issue and take a paintbrush and go down the road and paint everybody. And on the program, we listen to people, we encourage people to talk. If you say the issue is very sensitive and you just hear about it, then maybe you need to study the issue before you come and speak about it. So we continue to go on. Yes, we have a call on the line. Caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, good day.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah. I see a lot of people disappointed with that pension issue, you know. Because I listened to Mike Sylvester, I think in Ministry of Finance, and he said a lot of people who apply don't reach qualification. Some is 15 years, so other people maybe they interpret what the Prime Minister say wrong when he campaigning, because I don't know, because they will feel everybody getting a pension. Because I was talking to a woman, she worked in the pool for all the years and she didn't get nothing. She was actually going to see the program, she didn't go. So now she get the party. When I explained to her, she said she didn't know. I said, nah, I said, you don't quite, you have to be working in the public service and you have to be appointed by the Public Service Commission. I say, and you have to make 26 years, 8 months. I say, now you just if you know make 26 years, you still don't qualify to go that. She said she never done that. You know, she said, she support him for that. You know, because he said about the pension, she didn't get the money where she probably work in the pool. So I feel a lot of people will be disappointed with that. Because Mike Shepard did confirm me that other people apply and they don't qualify, they don't reach qualification. So because they work in the ministry and they work in other places, so maybe how they sell that to like everybody that get a pension and people feel comfortable with that. So I feel that problem. And it's time for them to be concerning the suspension of the VAT for 1 year. I don't know if people so because people say, well, don't tell people they're lying or whatever, but if you tell immediately after assuming office, you suspend the VAT for 1 year. In 90 days, you should be paying pension. So if that's not a lie, I don't know what that is. Because 90 days go away. That is what you tell people, and you're making everybody prominent. All these things. So if all the time is not lie, are that different? Because when people in diplomatic position, they can use the word lie. So I don't know what term you could use for that. But you tell people you give everybody prominent. You still suspend the VAT immediately after assuming office for 1 year, and you're making everybody prominent. And this thing don't work out to now. In 90 days pension promise, nobody will say nothing now. What you promise within that time you could do it. So you tell us that easy thing to do. So it's up here, you will take care, man. Have a nice day.
Yeah, they have a thing that they say, ignorance of the law is no excuse. And secondly, I always advocate that workers must know their rules and regulations. If you want to go around talking about scripture, you must know the Bible. You must read the Bible. You call on the radio and you want to speak about something sensitive. You just hear. You're not taking time off and study. And that's the thing what happened. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, I get upset with the guys, Mr. Pierre. I get upset with the guys. Why guys is cutting me up?
Yes, caller, we are cutting you off because you're on the radio and you're not hearing. Caller, we're cutting you off because you're not listening to the moderator. Acting as the moderator on the host. Caller, we're cutting you off because you claim you just hear something is sensitive. And the way you go in there, caller, we're afraid you cause them to sue the radio station and us. And we financially embarrassed. We're suffering from monetary instability. We cannot afford to be sued. So rather than let you cause them to sue us, we're cutting you off, caller. Caller, we want you to call, but we want you to be reasonable and understand. And when we tell you, hold up, please hold up. Otherwise, we have to cut you off. That's why we're cutting you off, sir. Right. So, yes, my friend, we have a call on the line. Caller, welcome.
I thank you for allowing me.
Yes, my brother.
There's something that I've been thinking about it for a while, and I just decided I'll just straight out so that you can elaborate on it. I believe that election just gone, and this is what happened. So now one party got in power, the other lost the election, but there are persons, there are electorates on either side that vote for either party, and some have won their seat, some have not. But what I realized, I think Parliament should give to the representative who win this seat, even if the party is not in power, an office so that they can represent their people. But like from ever since things been going on, it's like once your party loses a seat, whether you win or not, the only place you represent your people is in Parliament. But I believe that I find in your constituency, you should have an office as well as the ruling party would have a parliamentary office, but the candidate who won the election should have a desk or an office as well, so that they could represent the people because the people voted for them, but they will be represented by the party that's in power. I don't know how this thing works, but I just thought that's the way it should be. So probably you could enlighten me on that. Thank you.
Yes, a number of people, we have a call on it. A number of people claim that agreed with you. A number of people will agree with you. But we have a system of first past the post, and the winner takes it all. So the opposition, the only place their voice provisions are made for the voice is in the upper house and the lower house. They can ask questions there, but they don't really provide office space for them. You know, when they decided winning election, they would have access to the constituency office, and everybody's supposed to go to the constituency office to lodge the complaint. So the opposition can also go to the constituency office. In real life and in practicality, that sometimes don't work as smooth as it is. And even now, as the government seems to embrace a policy of political victimization, we practically neutralize back the constituency office, because the constituency office is supposed to seek the interests of everybody. So let us suppose a member of the opposition, let's say Delma, one of them on the opposition, have some serious issues. She's supposed to be able to go to the constituency office and speak to the minister there, etc. You know, that is how it. But I agree with you. Some people believe that it should be provided more provision, more opportunities, but generally we have a first past the post system. The winner takes it all, and the opposition perhaps could ask the questions in parliament or canvass outside. You have a call on the line? Yes, so that's one of the ways we do it. Yeah. And we will go back to agriculture. So the farmers in Grenada, remember, the farmers are landowners, and the farmers own their own lands. Right? We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome.
Pierre, good evening.
Yes, brother.
I'm about to make a statement concerning pensioners, and wives. In the Royal Grenada Police Force, when you're married and you die, your wife gets a pension for 1 year. This is unfair, Mr. Pierre. After 1 year, the wife have to live with her children and maintain them. I think the Minister of Legal Affairs and the Police Association, the Police Department should look into it to make it mandatory that when a wife of a police officer dies, she should be entitled for pension until she dies. But at the present status, it's for 1 year. After 1 year, the lady have to live. I mean, I'm finding it so terrible. I'm a police officer. I retired myself, and that's the reason why I'm making such a statement, because when I die, my wife will get no other pension just for 1 year. And what will happen to her? I need your comment.
That pension come from NIS?
No, it's from the government of Grenada, police pension.
Okay, so
pension.
Yeah, okay.
You know, that is my comment, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for giving me the authority to speak to you.
Yes, it's good to hear your voice. Well, I don't think unfair is the right word, because that has been there in the system. Maybe it needs to improve. We need to strengthen it. We need to expand it. Now, the police social welfare program have to find out what is going on in other Caribbean countries, because we are influenced seriously from the British. The public service and the police service and the teaching is seriously influenced by the British. Perhaps what needs to be done is to find out what is going on in the other Caribbean countries, what is going on in Britain, and perhaps ask to strengthen it. So it's not a question of fair or unfair. It may be inadequate, it may be necessary now to strengthen it, but that might have to be negotiated. So if somebody dies, their widow would get assistance for 1 year. They may not give them in perpetuity because they didn't work, but it's a question of providing the shock, the economic shock or trauma for that person. So maybe they need to ask to extend it for a longer period. You know, in some cases, not all women are going to need that. Some of them must be getting more money than the man. But in a lot of instances, particularly in Grenada, because the majority of people fall under the tax threshold, the majority of people are considered vulnerable, then maybe it's something worthy of discussing. And particularly if the person die suddenly or they die on the job, maybe that could be extended for a longer period. But you have to be something negotiated. So it's not a question of fair or unfair, but maybe it's a good point to negotiate that. Yeah. And perhaps we could try to read one of the posts from our brother David. You don't think most of the attorneys in Grenada is very corrupt? Please express your opinion. This gentleman asking if I don't think most of the attorneys in Grenada is very corrupt. This word corrupt is being thrown around in Grenada too loosely. The politicians say all the government ministers corrupt. This one say everybody corrupt. They say if you attend a different church from people, when you speak into them, they say everybody corrupt. We have to discontinue this practice. A man is innocent unless proven guilty. Sometimes we don't have the facts. We don't have the information, but we like the word corrupt. We have to avoid doing that. We're going after people's character. We're going after people have their families. They have, you know, and we pelt in this word corruption too loosely. All men fall short of the glory of God. All of us. So we will make mistakes. We will do wrong things. But this brandishing, this corruption around is not fair. You're going to have attorneys that try their best. They are general that will be honest. You may also have one or two that might be dishonest. And there are times when people take the attorney to court and it is dealt with. So we have to avoid brandishing this word corrupt all around the place, as if we're painting everybody with one paintbrush. So I don't think so. And honest to have one hope. He said, you listen to a caller said the administration will pay pension in 90 days, and you allow the caller to spread a lie without correcting him. The administration said the pension will be paid from November. You may not be a person who in favor of the administration, but truth is truth. Honestly, so this is you're just splitting hairs there. The caller said they would pay the pension. The government said they would start to pay it in November. That is neither here nor there. And the main point the caller was making, a lot of people who are not qualified believe they were qualified. And he believed that the message was put out in such a way that a lot of people did not understand the message. And I responded by saying, ignorance of the law is no excuse. And I continue to say that people who work with government, they must know the rules and regulations, know the terms and conditions under which you work. And I even add a little bit again, if you want to go and preach the word of the gospel, you must read the Bible. You must know the Bible. So I don't think, honest, you're generally serious with that comment. Yeah, in the agriculture sector is very important. Then we have the government, honest, so going back on the government now. The government, sometimes when a new government come in power, they want to give you the impression that the government there was doing nothing. And I am going to do something, some dramatic, for government say we're going to transform. And then people expect you to do something dramatic. Only you're doing the same thing that government has been doing before. You know, for instance, concession is provided for people to have transportation and agriculture equipment. Government conducted a number of training courses over the last 10 years A lot of training courses have been conducted in CMOS farming. You just seen, some Grenadian just seen the result of investment governments have been making in encouraging people to get involved in CMOS. So sometimes these things take time. What we need to tell people, we're going to strengthen that. Acknowledge some of the things that is going on in the department in agriculture and strengthen it when you come in power. And you will be placed in a safer position. So people don't expect you to do dramatic things, but they expect you to be more efficient. And I think that is some of the trap that politicians put themselves in. For instance, the government had to make a big call about planting spice. And one gentleman came to me and he was satisfied that the government achieved what they say they're going to do, they're going to do. Look at what they do with the spice. And I asked him, where did they get the plant? They say if government came to power in July, started their work in July, the end of June they came in power. Where did the government get the spice plant? No, spice plant is not cabbage plant. It's not lettuce or tomatoes plant. It does not take a month or 2 or 3 to prepare. So where the government get the spice plant? I say, yes, government takes some photos. That is just symbolic gesture. And maybe some photo apps for social media. If the government have a program to plant spice in Grenada, it will take about a year for them to implement it. Nothing short of about a year. Normally, the propagating station would release plants to the public in the month of June because that would depend on the rainfall. So they wouldn't give you plants all year when you're not likely to get the rain. Most of the plants is going to die. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah.
I like that you touched that agriculture thing today. Because I always advocate we as nutmeg farmers, we need we back pay. 5 years now, we ain't get no back pay. The Senator for Agriculture, the Senator for Agriculture in the Senate, begging farmers to plant more nutmeg, more cocoa. The Prime Minister coming and say plant more spices. How we could plant more spices and we ain't getting back pay? I'm calling them nutmeg farmers. Let we demonstrate for we money because back pay is in the constitution of the association. Right? We want we back pay. They come and tell us to plant more nutmeg and we ain't getting back pay. If we ain't getting back pay, how we go work the land? Eh? You know what farmers depend every year to get a little money? Probably to plant more nutmeg and to help send the children to school. Come on, nutmeg farmers, man. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Look, the Prime Minister saying plant more spices. But you hear nothing about them. We don't give all your back pay. Yeah, you hear nothing about that. So Mr. Pierre listening.
Yes, scholar. The question of back pay must be a touchy one for a lot of farmers. I believe that this year you're going to get back pay. I don't think you have to demonstrate for back pay. I don't think you have to make much noise. I believe over the years, I've said it on many occasions, that some of the nutmeg and cocoa organization have been the poorest organization where lobbying is concerned. They have not sought the interests of the farmers. They have not lobbied well. And I believe one of the main reasons for that, this group of people always play politics. It's not a group that ever liked the Gary government. And it's not a group that seems to have any natural inclination to the NNP. So the people on the Cocoa Association and the Nutmeg Association have always sacrificed the farmers to play politics. They have always sacrificed the farmers to play politics. And when you make a statement like that, I believe you should advance some arguments why you think so. If you go way back when, at one time, the Nutmeg Association take the nutmeg money from Grenada and bank it in Barbados. I don't know if you remember where the nutmeg money, he had Calypsonian singing. At one time, the Nutmeg Association felt, although you were selling nutmeg, you were not a member of the Nutmeg Association. Government had to intervene, and I don't know if it's to pass laws that say once you sell in nutmeg, you're automatically a member. And then they decided it was not going to have meeting. They closed down the pool because it was against independence. And I think it's around that time, the people break the pool and say they turn to a real political fiasco. The Nutmeg Association have not taken action. I believe sometimes they purposely, and I say, I believe that they purposely don't take some action to make the government of the day look bad. Today, the Nutmeg Association members are in the top positions of the government. Because nutmeg used to attract. If you want to work with nutmeg, make sure you're against the government then. It was easy for you to get a work with government. The present Minister of Agriculture, when he left agriculture, he immediately go and work with nutmeg and cocoa. The present Minister of Agriculture, when he left agriculture, he immediately go and work with nutmeg and cocoa. Now we have the Speaker of the House, is one of the chairman of the board or manager, whatever. The Minister of Agriculture just come out and work with nutmeg. And we also have the farmers representative in the Senate is working with nutmeg and cocoa. And there are a number of others, I understand, that have different secondary and other position close to the nucleus of the party. So now the Nutmeg and Cocoa Association, don't forget the farmers. Now, what happened to people like that? They criticize so much and they have sacrificed the farmers so much that when they come in government, they don't lobby the government that be. They cannot draw a line of demarcation between themselves and the government. It's difficult for them to draw a line of demarcation between Nutmeg Association, Cocoa Association, and the NDC. That is what the union get entrapped with. The union openly flaunt and support the National Democratic Congress. So when the National Democratic Congress win election, the union believe they are to defend them. So they prepare to sacrifice some of the workers to defend the NDC. So one have to remind the members of the Nutmeg Association and the Cocoa Association, remember, your first and most important priority is the nutmeg farmers. One have to ask them to remind the government, we have been supporting you all this time. We sacrifice the farmers for you. So no, give the farmers something. This has been the challenge. The Nutmeg Association has benefited immensely from the previous government. But they always don't want to make the next government look good. So they sacrifice the farmers. And one have to hope that they understand that their role in this government now is not to be against the government, lobby the government, advance arguments, justification, rationale, reasons why the government must help the farmer. You could do it, lobby the government. But you must see your responsibility to the farmers. That is the challenge we have with these people. It's difficult. It's very difficult to separate the members of the top position of the Cocoa and Nutmeg Association with that of the NDC. You remember the last government declared farming as a essential service. They declare farming as an essential service. So Nutmeg Association and Cocoa Association could buy cocoa anytime they want, even when we had COVID-19. But Cocoa Association and Nutmeg Association still doing as if it's a secret club. You heard me on the radio saying, I'm trying my best to see if I could get in the chat room. A girl promised to recommend me, but by the time she put me name, they might say, I don't want that. They might say, I don't want that. Culture man used to give me information, but when he vexed with me, stop giving me information. So even to know when they're buying cocoa, we have a call on the line. Caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, is an government. You have a union fighting for workers, which I do. That is the purpose and that is the duty of the union. But then when government,
you're breaking
like
up.
You said, the union fight for workers, they turn it back on the workers and they stay quiet as dummy. Well, and it's not the government that putting money in their hand. Because when the workers work and they get money, they have to pay the union. That's how the union survives it. So call upon the union, seek the interests of the workers. And if you want to be a successful union leader, you have to always fighting for the workers, for the injustice that is taking place with the workers. You cannot fight for the workers when you are against a government, and when you are in bed with a government and you do the wrong thing, you just stay quiet and you put on them. I'm telling you, what I want to say again, you know, it become a trend that the judgment of saying someone corrupt. If you don't like, if you hate the person. And what I say is, when you accuse someone of corrupt, and when you go in on a radio station or go on television and saying things about people, and you know what to say in the truth.
You're breaking up, caller.
I have to ask him a question. Are you not corrupt? When you saying things, are you not corrupt?
So, yes, caller. Caller, I lost the first point that you made because I was trying to read one time and I lost the first point. And I think it was a good point I wanted to comment on. But I lost the first point that you made. You see, yes, one of the challenges organization have, nothing is wrong with a union throwing its weight behind a political party. Absolutely nothing is wrong with that. But the union must know I'm not the political party. And what am I throwing my weight behind the political party for? Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am, welcome.
Brother. You know what I come in with a comment to tell you all. In Uncle Gary time, Uncle Gary had banana. Got the banana, we used to ship banana from our boat.
How you used to know when they're shipping banana?
Well, they used to tell us.
By what means?
Well, they tell us the days. I can't remember the days now.
But you hear it on the radio?
Yes. We had a banana shed in...
and you used to hear it on the radio?
Yes, we had a banana shed in Backlet.
And you used to hear the announcement when they buying banana on the radio?
That's right.
Right. So Cocoa Association must do the same thing.
And then now, they cut down all the banana to plant cocoa. But now, I hearing now, they may cut down the cocoa and the nutmeg to plant spice.
No. You see,
this thing going on from long. This thing going on.
Remember, at one time we used to have indigo. Then we had cotton. Mm-hmm. We had sugar cane.
Yes.
Then we had cocoa and nutmeg and banana.
Mm-hmm.
So agriculture is dynamic and it's always evolving.
Well, yes.
But the big thing about spice in Grenada is the nutmeg and the mace.
Yes.
The other spices like cinnamon and clove and etc., Jamaica and other countries will have much, much more than us.
Yes.
But Grenada, nutmeg, and maize that really give us we spice country.
Yes.
So they wouldn't cut down nutmeg and cocoa to plant spice. I guess the government want to plant more spice. And nothing is wrong with that because we have a lot of place planting bamboo, bocano, and baliji. Yeah. But that have to be a year plan because you cannot have spice plants in 2 months.
No.
So what they start with is a little stunt,
Yes.
not the real thing.
But up here you will have a wonderful
Yes.
and a blessed evening. God
Thank
bless you. Keep up the program.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So the challenge now is for Cocoa Association, the people who are in the National Democratic Congress, the top members of the National Democratic Congress. You have the minister there. He used to work with Cocoa. So it's a question of negotiating, showing the reasons, the justification. And if your party going to look good, the NDC going to look good if the farmers benefit. And you want NDC to look good. So now you need to understand that and stop sacrifice the farmers. Because you sacrificed them during the previous government time. You even refuse to announce when you're buying cocoa. You do as if it's a secret club. On a number of occasions on the program, I beg you, you could use a radio station and announce when you're buying cocoa. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, sir.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Something I want to be corrected. People saying that government are paying.
We're not hearing you. We're not hearing you. You have to call us back. Put on call us back. We're unable to cipher out what you're saying because we're not hearing you. The Cocoa and Nutmeg Association start by making Grenada know when you're buying cocoa. Stop. Yeah, you have a call on the line. Caller.
So good afternoon.
Yes, brother.
Recently, Her Majesty the Queen died. She was head of the Commonwealth and head of Grenada. All the islands in the Caribbean pay homage to the death of the Queen. During a little bit of information I heard in Grenada was a statement by Her Excellency the Governor General. The Prime Minister signed in the condolence book, and there's a 2-minute silence. But the children of Grenada never knew the Queen had died, and she is head of the Commonwealth, the head of Grenada. In Antigua, they had a big church service. In Jamaica, they had similar. I believe that the people of Grenada hardly knew, and the children in particular going to school, that Her Majesty the Queen had died. May her soul rest in peace. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think one of the challenges we have in Grenada, we have a love-hate relationship with our monarchy. We have a love-hate relationship with the United States of America. So some of the strongest communists in Grenada is in America. They're not in Cuba, they're not in Russia, they're not there. And they wouldn't go there. They won't even pay and go on holidays in Cuba. They're in America and they see them as communists. Some of our people who were against the Queen the most were the ones who vote against in the referendum not to change nothing. So they give the impression that they don't like the British, but they like the British. When Maurice Bishop was asked, you have a good opportunity to amend the Constitution. Why you don't do it? Why you what they did with the Constitution? They suspended the Constitution. You suspended the Constitution. Why did you keep the Governor General? Maurice Bishop tell them the Grenadian like the Queen. So although Maurice Bishop was communist, he was atheist, didn't believe in God. That is what he was advocating. He wanted to keep the Queen in England. Now we had an opportunity to amend the Constitution, to change little bits and pieces. Even Do you know how we call the commissioner of police and chief of police? To swear allegiance to Grenada rather than the monarchy. And Grenadians vote 8 times on 2 occasions. No. They don't want to change nothing. Our lawyers didn't want to change it. The Grenada Trade Union Council did not want to change it. The National Democratic Congress did not want to change it. The church did not want to change it. So they have a love-hate relationship. The biggest communist in Grenada is America. They want to go. In fact, all the brothers who used to say, comrade, you want to turn back the revolution, comrade. Before you question anything in Bishop Days, comrade. All of them in America. All of them in the United States of America, Canada, England. After the revolution, I say, I'm going in Cuba. Because all the comrades, I say, I must go in Cuba. Because all the comrades gone in America. So we have this situation in Grenada. No, you're going to hear them making a little noise. No, they don't want it. So this is why they try to have it as low-key as possible. You know? And that's one of the realities we have to deal with. And people have to speak about these things. That's why I encourage, let us have more dialogue. Dialogue among family members. Discuss issues in your home. Exchange ideas. This is why people have to appeal to the Cocoa Association and the Nutmeg Association. This is your day. You was in the wilderness for a long time. You have a party now that you support. So at least you don't need to sell out the farmers no more. You sacrifice the farmers because of politics. Start by getting a radio station of your choice. And when you have to purchase cocoa, put it on the radio station so all and sundry could hear. Make a roster, a tentative roster, subject to change, and publish it when you come in meeting so the farmers know the cocoa season starts in November. So from November to April or May, we have a roster. What are the days we're likely to buy cocoa and where? Start by doing that because you wanted to make the government look bad. You wanted to make the previous government look bad. Now I'm begging you, make this government look good. Don't continue to sacrifice the farmers. If Cultureman, no Cultureman ain't telling me again. He used to call us and tell us when. Because we can't get into the chat room. It's certain cocoa farmers that could get in the chat. They have special chat. And Cultureman, when you know, he used to call us and tell us, but he ain't telling us again. Otherwise, some farmers just go on the board, where they write it on the board in chalk. In 2022, Cocoa Association have a blackboard on the buying point. And you have to go to see when they write it. A man come back. They said they write it. He said they don't write it yet. Well, I have to go back tomorrow morning to see if they write it. And then you have to go and see if you get workers. That is the trauma. That is the situation we have. And I have come to the conclusion that the Cocoa Association and the Nutmeg Association has sacrificed their workers over the years only to make government look bad. But I'm pleading with them now. You have the government you want, so make the government look good. Because you see, if you continue on a negative trajectory, you go forget. You will still believe you on the war path. And you're going to continue to sacrifice the farmers. You must, when the information come out, whether the farmers green or yellow, all of them going to know. So you have to prepare to accept that. I don't know if you want to continue with your chat still. I mean, I understand from your perspective the justification for your chat during the NNP period, but now NDC, they give up the chat now and put it on a radio station. Use one of the popular radio stations. Tell the public what radio station you're going to be on. So you go be like the days we buying banana. Everybody listen to the radio to know when they're buying banana. We have a caller on the line? Caller, welcome, and you got to punch.
Yeah.
You have to punch. Yeah.
You believe that we will get back pay this year under the NDC?
Not yes, I believe we're going to get a back pay. Why I believe that? Because all the members of the board are top members of the NDC. They one and the same. And I believe this time they will want to make the NDC look good. There is no justification, no need to sacrifice the farmers again. So they're going to do that. So I believe they will give a back pay. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah.
Mr. Pierre, listen. NDC have a track record to destroy grain and nutmeg. Because remember, when George Breeder was Prime Minister, George Breeder make man go down acres and nutmeg in Belleville to plant banana for Chiquita. He say for Chiquita. What Chiquita do?
But I think the problem
Chiquita
is...
Chiquita say, I don't want all the banana so expensive. I'll go in South America and get cheap banana and do it, I'll forget all you. But George Breeder make man go down real nutmeg, acre nutmeg in Belleville to plant banana.
Thank you, Caller. Caller, that might be a good program to start with. But it's difficult. Yeah. Sometimes it's difficult. My heart goes out to the National Democratic Congress. When you lose election regular and you get very negative and you're criticizing everything, every time you win election, you're surprised. And then you don't have a plan. So you just go and do crazy things. Like the National Democratic Congress did, as if they finished with the spice project. You don't start yet. Because you freeze the sale of spice to get spice to take out 1 or 2 pictures with. So your real true starting at the spice project would be next year, June. So sit down and plan. And I want the project succeed. And plan. Because now you deny the farmers that's supposed to get spice plant, they don't get it. Because you freeze the plant. You can't make plant in 3 months. So you have to stop that. And we're back with you again tomorrow between 12 and 1 for another program of On Target when we have an opportunity to punch. Thank you.
We dine the way we love. We dance and we play. We relate to each other. Rest in your way. Today as a people united as one. Determined and steadfast we stand. We look to a brand new horizon. The future now firmly in our hands. Raise your voices high and sing of your Caribbean pride. Sing it loud and strong. Feel our hearts beat as one. Celebrate.